Hello from the Dreamport Discord server. I'm ShadowsPub, bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own post or someone else's you really like. Take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, add your post link to the text channel and come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay, you can share by text, but text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Okay, and let's get started. And, surprisingly enough, Amy's going to lead us. I know, we're shocked. And you are up, Amy. Maybe. There she goes. Are you up? Oh, he asked me to move you to the front because it's traditional. You're first. We'll change the tradition sometime, but you're first. We caught her off guard. She wasn't expecting that. There we go. And we'll get that up on the screen. And Amy says, here are 3 songs I chose for the 3-tuned Tuesday with the theme of appreciation. Too many times we take what we have for granted until it's gone. These chosen songs remind us to give people their flowers while they are here with us. Very nice.
Some good tunes in that post.
Pardon me?
Some good tunes in that post.
Is there some good tunes in there?
There are indeed. Yeah.
Good.
She's chosen wisely. I'll give her that.
She has good taste.
She does, indeed. Very nice. Lovely.
And Peace, you're up.
Okay, so the post I'm doing somebody else's this week because this post really is quite an extensive post. I think it's provoked a fair bit of discussion on the post and on the chain and in Discord. So it's had quite a reach, and I must admit, because it's Guilty Parties is behind this post and then the Value Plan project and all of that. I must admit, I think this is a pretty comprehensive reach out to the community. So it's nice to see senior witnesses doing things like this sometimes. And my word, is there a lot of food for thought in that post. I'm still relatively new to the platform, but nonetheless, I've got more than just a taster now. So it's given me a lot to think about, I must admit. And there's one thing, I don't know whether you can help clarify, Shadows, because I know we were talking about this last night in my show, or our show, I beg your pardon. But swift correction there. But what I was thinking of is that, you know, this whole thing about the Hive car, I thought that was funded by the DHF, or was it Value Plan?
Apparently it was Value Plan.
Ah, okay, so that clarifies that. I didn't know that, actually. I thought it was the DHF that funded that.
I did as well.
Yeah, this is interesting. So Value Plan, when you go through the post, they have been funding a lot of projects, actually. But as with any funds allocation, there's always going to be a sort of debate around it. And as we know, that I don't think I've heard. Do you know what I think? I think the Hive car has done its job because people talk about it all the time.
Oh yeah, people are either all the way for it or they're all the way against it. Very few people seem to be in the middle on that.
Yeah, it's a kind of a love-hate thing, isn't it? But I must admit, when I first heard about it, I thought that's pretty cool, actually. then I learned more about it. Like, do you know what? Maybe not. But either way, my word, does it cause a lot of discussion on the platform. So in some ways, I think it has raised the profile of Hive. Uh, but anyway, what I found interesting though, I mean, some of the stuff that this project, the value plan project, clearly has money to distribute. And if you can, I don't know what the vetting process is, but it's good to see these types of initiatives because other than the car, I'll just put the car to one side for a moment. They've done some very good things, I must admit. They funded some decent projects. And it goes back to actually what Buckcoins was saying last night, in that I think it's nicer to have smaller value plan funds to give to projects. So maybe more people get a share, get a slice of the pie. I think that's a nice way of doing it. And it seems that Value Plan is trying to do something like that, or albeit funding the odd dubious project, shall we say. But I mean, it really is a very comprehensive outreach post. So I commend the author of the post. I believe, as I say, it's Guilty Parties, maybe in conjunction with other people. I don't know, but give it a read. And give it your feedback, because my word, that's what they're looking for. They want your feedback, so give some feedback. It's a perfect opportunity to do so.
Yes, it is. And there's been some feedback in the comments, which is good to have a look at. So you made mention about last night or yesterday. Maybe tell everybody what the reference is about.
Well, yeah, sorry, I only mentioned it because we discussed it in the Crypto and Cola show. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. So tell everybody about the Crypto and Cola show. They've missed it for this week, but they can catch it next week.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's just a nice casual hangout for people to come and chat crypto, and obviously Hive, given that we're all on the Hive platform. So and I've run it now. Keep saying I don't mean, you know what I mean, Shadows. It's
Yes, I
kind
do.
of
You were the brainchild behind it. It's okay. Go for it.
yeah, yeah. I wanted this show set up, and I put a post out to the community just to test the waters, to see what interest we had. Fortunately, the wonderful, amazing Shadows Pub was, I think, the first person to respond positively. So she's really helped me set this up, and Buckcoins has. But it is just a casual hangout. The hosts are me, Shadows, and Buckcoins. We host it in the official Hive Discord server every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. UTC. Come along, because you might learn some stuff, and also, more importantly, you can share some stuff. You can contribute. You can ask questions. So some ideas are also brewing, I think, especially from last night's show. We got some decent ideas that we analysed and evaluated, and we thrashed out. So it's a nice chilled out hangout. Only an hour long. I'm not going to make it too long, and people can come along to it, and we can talk crypto.
So there you go. To keep an eye on the Hive Discord on Wednesdays. Peace has got away with doing a at everybody in there. So if that showed up okay, then it'll give you the clue that it's there, that it's on. All right. Thank you, Peace. And Bipolar, you are up. I don't see her typing yet. There's old school. There she is.
Hey everyone,
Hello,
good
Bipolar.
evening. Okay, so this is a post I wrote. It's a response to one of the Indio prompts for November, asking us what's the gift of friendship. Like we should explore the gift of friendship, and it took me. I had to like think about it critically well because for someone who has struggled with friendship, um, it took me quite a while to know what friendship is all about. Not I know what friendship is all about. It's just I just don't get people to be in that same level of consciousness with me. So for a very long time I used to feel, oh, okay, maybe the only person that has my best interest at heart or that will make sacrifices for me is my mom and probably my sister. But as time goes on, as I start meeting people, I start reaching out, I wasn't so stuck up on myself anymore. I realized that when it comes to friendship, distance is not really a barrier, and you can be friends with anybody, irrespective of wherever they are. And then so many things can be overlooked. There will be no inconveniences and stuff like that. So that's what I basically talked about on the post.
Very good. I've come across people who believe that you cannot have a real friendship on the internet. And personally, I think they're dead wrong.
No, you can actually.
Yeah.
You can even have, personally, me, I make friends on the internet more than face to face, because most of the friends that I've had face to face, they don't know how to respect boundaries. So
And it's funny, particularly if you meet people in text or a voice chat where there's not necessarily video. Any preconceived ideas about appearances or that anything like that, it's stripped away because what you're hearing is the voice and the personality,
yeah,
which is what you should be hearing anyways.
of course. And most times that's what will sustain the friendship.
Absolutely.
So Peace is asking, what's the most important feature I look for in a friend? Just treat me how you want to be treated, because nobody wants to get hurt. So if you treat me how you want to be treated, we're going to be fine. So I think that's the most important feature for me.
Peace says fair enough. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bipolar. And Greg, you're up.
Thank you. This post was on the kindness community a couple of days ago. I just thought it was really cool. It's a very short post, but this person was making magnets to go and hand out to people to bring a little bit of kindness into their life, and I thought that was so cool. And World Kindness Day was yesterday, so it's timely. Thank you.
Very nice.
That is a lovely post. There's a lot of effort gone into that, She makes quite a lot of them.
Absolutely, yes, she does. Yeah.
I had a friend in town here, and occasionally he and I would take a little stroll around the businesses in town, kind of a meet and greet sort of thing. And he would hand these people what looked like packages, the little pocket packages of Kleenex. Because, it was usually in the fall and it was, getting on cold season. But what he had done was he had taken an elastic, and on the backside of the package was his business card. So he gave you the package of Kleenex, but he didn't let you forget who they came from.
Did he want something in return then?
Pardon me?
Did he want something in return?
No, he was just letting them know who'd given him the Kleenex.
And where to send the money to us?
No, not really. Actually, he and his wife ran a B&B here in town. So he wasn't about, unless he got some referrals, there wasn't going to be any business coming from town.
That's great.
Yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. He's passed away now. Luchelle, you're up. I don't see your type. There, I see your type. Okay. What are you going to tell us about sensibility?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you, Shadow?
All right, and you?
I'm cool.
Oh,
All
good.
right. I'm good. Okay. Sensibility. We all love good sense, right? We all love to feel good about ourselves with the perfumes or scents we wear. But how would you feel when you go out there and you encounter someone that has this? Ooh, how do I describe it? This overpowering sense. with
Oh, you mean they've shifted from
combination of
scents to odor?
odor. Yes, you know, the person who has a body odor now wears an overpowering scent or perfume. Oh, what would you do? Well, in that post, I highlighted the ways I try to handle people who has bad odor. Maybe I'm in a vehicle with them and they come to sit next to me. What do I do? Well, in that post, I talked about how I handle the situation so I won't get them to feel bad about themselves. I also shared some tips on how to look good and feel good and smell good. Like I said, sensibility is necessary, essential. It's not an option. It's something we should do. Thank you.
Thank you, Luchelle. You don't have places there where people are wearing scents are asked not to go in.
I didn't get that.
So in some places, some buildings in this province, there will be a sign on the door that will ask people not to wear anything with a scent because some people are sensitive to scent. Do you run into that?
No, we don't have. No, we don't have it here. That's why I said we are not sensibility conscious. That consciousness. Oh, jeez, we don't have it here. Anybody wears anything they want and they go out there and person no go see space. Enjoy this free air where we get. No go feel enjoy am because of people. Sorry, I'm using our. Sorry, I used the pigeon. Sorry, but I needed to drive this point home. Thank you.
Thank you, Luchelle. All right. Alessandra, you're up.
Uh-oh. I'm right busted.
What did I bust you for? Were you eating
Well,
tamales?
yeah, well, I was over here. Yeah, I was over here already in Peace and Money. Like, yeah, he took my spotlight. So, but it was really good. I loved the show last night. And I wouldn't have known about the value plan post and just what a little bitty, tiny, compressed education it is about how things work for some of the projects. If there hadn't been the show last night, so that was really fun. I lie in the dark and listen to it because it was 10 o'clock here where I am in the UK. So here's the link for the post. Now, all right, I was thinking about this on a walk today. And I was thinking about not just PYPT, but like, what we do to get ready for PYPT and what happens during, what happens
Alessandra,
after.
Alessandra,
What?
Can we have the link?
Oh, did it not? Oh, I sent it to somebody else. Good grief. Greg, I sent it to you. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
It's
Am
not
I
in there.
impaired?
You're
Come
not.
back to me.
You're not in the Showtext channel yet.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
All right. So sorry, guys. And Tori, apparently it's a reply to you. I'm so clumsy today. Okay, so we were talking about PYPT and what happens after. Well, the recording goes off and we have a little chat. But then on Monday, Shadows kind of does a recap, and I don't know that everybody sees the recap. But let me know what your sense of this is. With the recap, that's some pretty good PR for everybody who got featured and everybody who did the featuring, everybody who did the pimping, right? But it's not just that on the Hive chain, it's also on YouTube. So, Shadows, let me ask you, the recording, it's an audio recording, and it has as its thumbprint the Pimp Your Post Thursday artwork, right?
Yeah.
And who has access to the recording on YouTube?
Everyone who has the link. I haven't been putting them public, but I probably
Right.
should.
Right. I knew it wasn't public, but I was like, oh, do we have to jump through a hoop to get to that?
Not
So
just
if you
have the link.
if you have the link, you can get right there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a lot of value for the effort. So it may be something that, oh yeah, we know that's there, but go and take a look at that because it's really an amazing value to boost your account, to boost the post of yours and your friends. And it's good work that she reliably does. You can count on it. You pimp something here, you're going to be in the recap, you're going to be on the recording. Fame awaits you. The end.
Tori says, what's the for, Tori? Or didn't you know that the recording went up on Mondays? Or didn't you know that you were being recorded?
And part of the fun is that Shadows may be putting the polishing strokes on the recap during Creative Work Hour on Mondays. So it's really fun.
Tori said, I didn't get the reason I'm tagged. You mean for PYPT, like today that you got tagged? You got tagged so that we're letting you know that PYPT's on. Or did you mean in the post? He's typing an answer there. Oh, she didn't know why you got tagged by you, Alessandra. Anyway.
I was clumsy, Tori. Sorry.
That's what did it. All right. Thank you, Alexander. And the kitty girl, you're up.
Well, in the country of Nigeria, there is a city called Benin City, and there's a radio station, 97.3. And for her second anniversary, IBB Tammy went on the radio and talked about Hive. And I thought that was really cool. And I wonder if any of the people that are in here from Nigeria, if you happen to catch that when it aired. She does have a link in the post, and you can hear part of the interview. And I just thought it was a really great way to celebrate your second anniversary on Hive. It was a very wonderful thing to do, to put Hive out there on the airwaves.
Good marketing. Nice work. Good approach there. So, interestingly enough, in a town near me on the FM bandwidth, there is a radio station that is 97.3. Obviously not the same station. All right. Thank you, kitty girl. And Kelvin, you're up. Michelle says that Tammy did great. Well, that's an interesting title. The AI Colonialism. Tell us about this, Calvin.
Okay. Well, so Islanders got a prompt talking about the courses majorly or jobs that will be affected in the nearest future. and it made me think about one particular course, actually two, but one major one, which I think will be affected in the long run, and it's currently being affected now, and that is the accounting course, accountancy as a whole. I discovered that right now there are what do I say, the accounting AIs that have been created recently has literally, yeah, we don't have a true AI yet, but the accounting AI and even accounting softwares that are being created or invented recently is already displacing a lot of accountants out of jobs. For example, in my company, I have watched.
For example, in your country, you have one, and we've lost you. You with us? Still with us, Calvin? Watch his network give out on. Calvin, are you there?
Oh, that was getting interesting as well.
Uh-huh. That sucked.
Yeah.
Has become
There he
a
is.
chartered accountant.
You're back.
Even went as far as becoming chartered accountant, how they would fare in the nearest future. So I just did a run through of it. You can check it out. Thank you.
So, if I picked up what you were saying there, and we lost you for a few moments there, you're talking about how AI is going to heavily impact accounting. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What's the colonialism reference there?
Okay, I was talking about in my company where I work currently, how two sales managers and one accountant has lost their job because they have not been able to familiarize themselves with the with some of the current accounting softwares that people use. Now, thinking about this made me wonder how it's going to be in 20 years from now. Because in the long run, once an AI can do a perfect audit, an AI is already doing data entry and all. So when AI begins to do everything that these people are doing, these analysis, these people accountants do, when a AI is able to do these things perfectly, a lot of companies won't be needing them anymore. And it's very sad because right now I'm doing the job of two sales manager and one accountant simply because I can use the software they cannot. And I did not read accounting, I did not read sales, I read computer engineering, and I'm doing the work of an accountant. So you can imagine how things would be in the nearest future.
It's pretty clear that if you do not learn AI at some level, whatever work you're doing is going to be endangered. There's no question about that. Because trying to ignore AI is like trying to ignore the fact the computer came into existence. It's just not going to work.
Yes, that's true.
I've heard the term, the reference to it as it's a paradigm shift, and it really is.
Oh yeah.
And there's also pretty strong suggestions that we're going to have a bit of a stock market bubble around the AI stocks. So if you're heavily invested, be careful. But if you're just learning how to use AI, keep at it.
Yeah, I'm just learning how to use it for now.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you.
Artemis, you're up.
2 days ago, Shadows posted her daily echo, and it was about the word recognition. And I didn't expect I'm having a brain fart. I didn't expect the meaning that she chose to use, but I think it's really good, and everyone needs to think about it. So go give her some love.
So, one of the things that I have discovered as I've been doing these echoes, is that the most common words that we think we understand, have some interesting meanings by the time they get through this process. Because they're things we don't really think about it in connection with. And yes, you're right, Artemis. This was one that I went, oh, I didn't expect this to go this way, but let's roll with it.
It's really good. It's very thought-provoking.
Yeah, I get some surprises, and a lot of times I'm learning as much as sharing. Thank you, Artemis. And Tori, you're up. Alexander says the echoes are a deep dive in semantics and visual arts. What's semantics, Alexandra?
It's about meaning.
Ah. True enough. Tori's getting her link, I'll betcha. She said, all right. At least I hope she's getting her link. See ya, Calvin. It's tough work, to be honest with yourself, Peace.
Sure, don't get me wrong, it's not easy.
A lot of people don't, or they are honest about a version of themselves that they want, rather than the version they've got.
Exactly. And therein is the kind of superficiality of the human experience.
Uh-huh. Well, here's an interesting synchronicity. Tori won the 1 HBI, and Tori is presenting. So, let's get Tori's post up on the screen. And let's see what she's got to say here. And Tori says, over here, I talked about my visual food imagination as a response to the digital lifestyle prompt. The visual meal is something I've fantasized on over, and certainly would have started up the experiment if I were to be a scientist. Anyway, in summary, I believe this long-term fantasy of mine would be very helpful, especially to workaholics around the world. Now, fantasizing on a meal and having that meal digitally, look at all the calories you'd save. Of course, you might kind of starve for a while, but yeah. Good point, Alexander. Honesty needs to be accompanied by kindness. So, Tori, were you working on the type of meals where you eat them digitally, or you just fantasize them and then you make them? Now, that'd be a new diet to promote. The digital diet. Lose weight fast. Tori's typing a response there. I imagine when technology would invent a way to cook a meal through our tab. Ah, yeah. Kind of like the replicator idea in Star Trek. Except it's done through the browser. Or something. Old school's up. I see him typing. Digital consumption. Very low cal. It would really deal, solve the obesity crisis. Of course, we might then start a starvation crisis. All right, let's see. Old School says, learn how a unique family made their way across a busy street. Aha! Those are always cool stories.
Here in Canada, we have families of cobra chickens that cross the road.
Cobra chickens?
Canadian geese.
Oh, those things.
Is that like a support chicken? I want a support chicken.
If support chicken was really mean.
Yeah, a mean support chicken.
Everyone needs a support chicken.
My little stuffy elephant is starting to look sad, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to make plans for a replacement.
I'll make you a support chicken after Christmas.
Is there an after Christmas support chicken sale?
Well, I'll make you one, but I'm doing Christmas gifts right now, and I have my time all mapped out. Hopefully I get it done. But after Christmas, I'll make you a support chicken.
Oh.
She'll add you to the map.
Yeah, you're in my map now.
Lucille, you're up. And now is a good time to drop some more emojis, folks. Michelle, you're up. There she is. All right. Some weird jobs that are lucrative. Tell us about this.
Okay, I'm back again.
That's okay. Keep coming back.
There's so many weird jobs out there for us to grab. So if you're looking to get a plan B, another side hustle, maybe you should look up the post and find out some of the weird jobs I talked about there. There's one called professional cuddlers. I love that one. No, cuddling. No, we cuddle our friends, we cuddle our loved ones for free. But you can take it up as a job and earn good money from it. The other ones which I want you to check out in the past. Bye.
Professional cuddler.
Mm-hmm.
So have you tried this one out?
I didn't get that.
I said, have you tried? Are these jobs you've tried out to give to make an extra dollar, or are these just ones you discovered?
No, I haven't. But there's one I know about which I've not done also. But there's one professional renter sibling. Our people usually do it here, like. The people that do not really have a good relationship with their family members, or they don't want to involve their family members in what they do, maybe during marriage ceremonies. Yeah, they do hire people to stand in as the family members. They now go to the girl's family and marry her. It happened, yes.
So, just for the record, Artemis is my legit member of the family. She's not a stand-in. Just to be clear on that. Go ahead, Luchelle.
Yeah. So there's a story I shared there about a man who hired people to go marry a girl. The man is already married, but he hired people and then went married again, and the family of the girl found out, and the marriage was annulled. So it's been this type of job has been, paying people since 1900. So it's not a new job. Yeah, it's not new. It's people do it here. Yeah, you can even decide to maybe want to go on a meeting or a trip or a visit or anything. You can just hire somebody to stand in as a friend or family member or anything. Just nothing attached. Just after the deal, you go your way. Yeah.
And that last one, I had to really look at that one. You can tell us that last one. You're gonna make people go look.
No, I'm not. People should, go look. Go check the box.
There's the title of the job. If you want to know what it is, go look it up. Preferably on Michelle's post. Nobody's gonna bite on that one. All right, Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, if anyone wants to appreciate how easily they can come by food, you need to read Madeline O2's post about her trek to get plantains. She walked an hour and a half and cut the plantains with a machete, had to climb partway up the tree to get them. Her and her friend split the bunches up, put them in bags, and carried them back home on their heads. And took them almost 3 hours to get back home, including resting along the way. But yeah, she got a nice harvest of plantains. It's going to feed her family for quite a bit. But yeah, just think about all the work that went into that. It's just amazing to me. But, getting fresh produce like that, it's worth it, I guess.
Yeah, that's a lot of walking, though. But if you can save the money, why not, I guess?
Save the money, get it fresh, and stay in shape by walking to get it. So, hey.
I love plantains. Warmed up
too. I enjoy
with breakfast.
Plantains. She has a recipe where, if you look on her blog, where she actually cooked them in a stew.
They use them for a lot of things, don't they?
I like them fried.
Michelle says it's a lot of work to garden, but you enjoy most when it yields bountifully. Very true.
I was just thinking about Wandering Moon, and there she is.
There we go. And
It's been manifested.
Calvin won the 3 HBI. All right. And Artemis, you're up.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought I saw that.
Okay, here we go. Avenad, I love her post. She was invited to a creatives hangout last weekend, and she decided to make a baboo, or boo-boo, which I'm assuming is a type of dress or maybe a bathing suit cover-up. Well, she talks about her experience making it and the mistake that she made that ended up being a really nice thing.
She does some
So I won't
beautiful
tell you
work,
any
doesn't
more. Yeah, she does do beautiful work.
Bipolar says it's a free clothing, one size fits all.
Oh, I like it. That's really nice.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to what we might call a caftan in
Yeah.
the Western world. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
And the best part, it has pockets.
Ah, everything has to have
Where's
pockets.
the pockets?
We cannot have clothing without pockets. That's just a sacrilege.
Look at her cute sandals with that.
Oh, I had to look and see that she was wearing sandals. I thought she did bare feet on the sand.
Okay, so I grew up in Texas, and we never said caftan. We said moo.
So,
Oh yeah, I've heard moo moo as well. Yes.
so you're basically saying the same thing as our Nigerian friends, except it's they say it with B instead of the M.
Well, I thought, oh, that's so cute. That's such a cute name, especially because I thought it was being spelled Booboo, but it's
Oh,
Buu.
no, she's talking about how she made a boo boo, but she didn't make the item of clothing as a boo boo.
No, it's called a boo boo. But
But
she
she
also
made
did make a boo boo.
exactly. That's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to stagger out.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a
But
play
if
on
she
words.
hadn't told us about the boo boos, we'd have never known because it's such a beautiful thing she made.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we miss her today. She's not with us. That's unusual. I wouldn't be surprised that we see a little influx at in a few minutes. People still being a little bit confused over the time change. Okay. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share? We're a quiet bunch this today. Go for it, kitty girl.
Well, since our friend Engine isn't in the chat today, I'll share one of his posts. He got some cool looking braids on his hair. A friend of mine styled them. He said he was kind of down lately and needed a little pick me up, so his friend fixed him up with some braids, and I think they really look good. One of the things he's going through here lately is changes in his eyesight. And he said, "This is probably the last time you'll see a picture of me without glasses on." And he's all bummed out about that. But I told him, glasses can be hot if you get the right frames. And he said, "Oh, just wait till you see what I have in mind." So I'm looking forward to that.
Glasses can be really hot and very cool.
Hell, I've worn them since I was 9, 8 or 9.
That's probably about the same time I started wearing glasses.
Take care, peace.
I've never seen my husband without a mustache. And without glasses on, he looks like a stranger to me.
I went about a year where I would squint to be able to see. And my mother had decided that it was a nervous habit until finally a teacher insisted that I be taken for an eye test. And when they did the eye test, the optometrist looked at my mother and went, "How long has this been going on?" And she kind of looked and she says, "Well, she's had this nervous habit." That wasn't a nervous habit. She was trying to focus. "And where does she sit in the class and what are her marks like?" "I sit at the back and they're kind of good." He was quite surprised.
I can imagine what was going on inside his head.
Yeah. Yeah, he managed to keep a bit of a straight face. Because I would tell her when she'd say to me, to stop. She would go after telling me to stop doing it, and it would be, "I can see better when I do it." "No, you can't. It's just a habit." Okay. She found out different.
And what was it exactly you were doing?
I was squinting. So what I was doing was I was narrowing out some of the light to be able to focus. Similar to what a camera does when it's being used.
Oh, yeah, squinting, definitely.
Yeah. And of course, I was just doing it because anytime I did it, it brought things into focus a little bit and I could see better. I just thought it was that way for everybody, and never even occurred to me to complain about I can't see very good.
Right? Compared to what?
Exactly. So I used to love to read after I went to bed, and of course, Mother wouldn't let us have the light on. So if the dining room light was on and I laid at the end of the bed, I could read by the dining room light, except it wasn't very good light.
What a rebel.
So it was probably what contributed to the eyesight issues. Okay. Anybody else get anything else they'd like to share? Looks like we're going to have a little shorter show today. Abinette sends her regards. She's busy today, is she?
I can share one. I've got maybe 2 minutes before I disappear. I wasn't going to share my own, but I can.
Go for it, Greg.
This is on the vein of kindness, but this is from self-kindness to myself. And I made beans on toast. Not your American baked beans, but if you want to know more, you can read about it.
You mean you make real beans on toast, not the canned beans?
No, real canned beans, but they're not like the sweet beans that you get in the States. They're less sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Truly delicious. And we have them on toast with breakfast as a side dish. You name it.
I saw those cans today at the grocery store. Just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Artemis, I didn't mean to step on you.
No worries. No, you're fine. I love beans on toast.
Yeah.
They're one of my
snacks. If you want a real treat, a fried egg on top.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I'll have to try
it. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. And plantains.
Ooh, not with beans though. All right, I got to jump off. I'm sorry, my groups.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, Greg.
So I think American beans, to a large degree, is he calls them American beans. We call them baked beans because we make them up here. And our mother used to make baked beans a lot. Actually, I think you've got the bean pot, don't you, Artemis?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I make them fairly often, but I don't like them sweet. I like them in the tomato sauce.
Yeah, me either.
There's the bean song, you know.
The green
beans. Yes, and I
sing
it.
The canned beans tend to go too sweet. I was trying to think of the one that we used to get up here. Van Camp? Was that the one?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I remember Van Camp.
Those were not too sweet.
In Texas, we had some that were called ranch-style beans. And the typeface for ranch-style beans looked like it was out of a cowboy western TV show, and the liner around the can was jet black, and then there was like this little woman face on the can that said, okay, so here it is, ranch style beans, and her little face would say, husbands love them.
Another one I think is pretty good is Bush's makes a kind of a premium line of baked beans that are like smokehouse flavor and a couple of other flavors. They're a little pricier than your normal Bush's beans, but they're really good.
I'll have to see if we can get
those and make 2 or 3 meals out of one can, so along with a meat and another side.
Right.
That's a good value.
I'll have to see if I can get them up here, because I've had the Bush's beans and I find them on the sweet side, but maybe the premium one to be less sweet.
I've discovered cannellini beans since I've been in the north of England.
Mm-hmm.
and they're very tomato based, and they're amazing.
I do like those.
Cannellini bean.
They're what?
Cannellini beans. They're much
Yeah, that is
bigger. I'll see if I get a picture.
Okay. While you're doing that, Lucielle, you're up. All right. What are you doing here, lady?
Okay, it's just a post, a black and white photograph I shared in the photo beat contest, and I just talked about how beautiful, how timeless, how captivating black and white photographs are, how they bring out the soul of an image. You know, they remove attention and now show you the real image of a photograph. You know, those days when we had black and white photographs, some of them, yeah, my parents still have some of their old black and white pictures, and whenever I take a look at them, they're still fresh, they're still timeless, they're still evergreen, like unusual, like what we have here, which the colored photographs and everything with too much I don't know, sorry, I don't know what to say, but these new pictures that we have now, this color pictures that we have now doesn't stay long. It doesn't stay long, unlike black and white photographs. So that's just it. Yeah. And another thing, the flowers I shared there. Well, just take a look at the post and find out what I talked about. Sorry, I don't know what to say again. Bye.
So there's a skill to taking black and white pictures. A skill in the
Yes,
sense.
of course it is.
Yeah. Artemis
Yeah,
can
it is.
probably speak to that to some level because she's more of a photographer than I am. But it's hard to take a black and white picture that really shows up the subject. You agree with that, Artemis?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely, because you have to deal with the shadows and the light and get everything just right. And if you have too many grayish tones, the midtones, it makes it really hard to get your definition. But these are nice.
So there's a term. It's not ambience. Oh, I'll have to look it up because I've played with it. It's one of the picture styles that you can use in Midjourney. And instead of it playing with color, it's playing with the shadows, which is kind of really neat.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. I've done some posts where I've taken images and there's your basic image, and now with this style attached or applied, gives you a whole different viewpoint on it. Nice work, Lucielle. And Seki's slipping in under the wire. Voice or text, Seki? Looks like he's doing text. He says, just a post about my recent games on chess. 149 games, 130 rated, 72 losses, 61 wins, and 16 draws. You making some progress? Is that up from where it was? Church behind my house really going at it, so it's pretty loud. Oh, okay. Is that like a light tomato sauce there, Alessandra?
Oh, that would involve me knowing how it was cooked.
Okay. I'm going to roll out the recording here so we can continue chatting. You've been listening to ShadowsPub host Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us at PYPT. Join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. And yes, bye, Wilma.
Bye, Wilma.